Hey everyone, it's Maria, and for this week's video I'll be talking about 5 interesting artists or art pieces that I really enjoy, and 5 more other interesting artists, but those artists and art pieces will also be slightly on the more obscure and a little bit on the more of the weirder side, in my opinion. So yeah, I hope you guys all enjoy. So for the first interesting artist that I chose was Alexa Mead. And Alexa Mead is an American installation artist best known for her portraits painted directly onto the human body and inanimate objects in a way that collapses depth and makes her models appear two-dimensional when photographed. And I chose her because, yeah, it's really innovative, and I've never really seen anybody else really do anything like this. So yeah, she's very interesting. Then the second artist that I'm going to be talking about is Erika Iris Simmons. And what she does is create portraits from famous celebrities and artists. And she does this using cassette tapes, which is very interesting in my opinion, because I've never seen anyone do this. And I've also seen, I believe, one of her pieces, I'm not too sure, I think it was either at LACMA or the Broad, but yeah, I remember it was very memorable and it stuck with me. So yeah. Then the next artist that I'll be covering is Scott Wade. And what this artist does is he creates paintings from the dust of cars, and how he creates them is he either waits for the car to get dirty or he dirties the car himself, and he creates these really intricate and detailed works of art that I think are like insane. They're very interesting and very creative, and I feel like we've all done this. We've all kind of like ran our finger across a dirty car, and this guy took it to the next level and it's very, very cool in my opinion. Then the next artist that I'll be covering for the interesting portion is Ryosuke Fukuhori. And what he does is that he creates these paintings made from resin, and he paints on the resin and then applies another layer of resin and keeps painting on those layers. So he creates almost like a 3-dimensional painting, and he usually paints fish, and I love fish. And they're so cool. They look very super hyper realistic, and yeah. Then the next artist I'll be covering for the interesting portion is Miriam Escofet. And what she does is she creates real hyper-realistic portraits, and she actually was commissioned to paint the Queen of England, which is insane. It's very cool. And yeah, her paintings are amazing and really inspirational. Then the next segment of this video covering the weird / kind of obscure art and artists, I'm going to be covering this piece by Damien Hirst. It's called The Physical Impossibility of Death in the Mind of Someone Living. It was created in 1991, and it consists of a preserved tiger shark submerged in formaldehyde in a glass panel display case. And yeah, I just thought this one was very kind of out there and even a bit scary, and yeah, it definitely falls in the kind of obscure category in my opinion, but yeah, I thought it was a fun piece to share with you. Then the next piece that I'll be covering is by Cesar Baldacini, and forgive me if I don't pronounce this right, but I think it's Pouce or Pouce. But anyways, it is located in Paris, France, and it was made in 1965. and it's a gesture of good luck, in other words, a thumbs up, and it's visited by thousands of people every year. And he also has multiple of these thumb statues placed around, and it's actually modeled after his own thumb too. And yeah, definitely very kind of strange, but also very cool. Then the next piece that I'll be covering is a mixed media colossal statue located in Seattle, Washington, and it's by Steve Badanes. It's called the Fremont Troll, and it's located under the north end of the George Washington Memorial Bridge. And in his hands, he's clutching a Volkswagen Beetle, which is supposed to be like he swiped it from the road above. And yeah, it's pretty interesting, but a little creepy in my opinion. So the next artist that I'll be covering is Mauricio Savini, and he is an Italian sculptor known for making art out of chewing gum. And I feel like this definitely falls in the more like obscure portion, but it's also very interesting as well, and maybe a little bit gross if you think about it. But he actually like chews the gum, waits for it to get like warm, and then he sculpts it. Then lastly, in my opinion, I feel like this artist is kind of like out there, and I feel a bit maybe morbid. But yeah, it's Dr. von Hagens, and he's a German anatomist who invented the technique for preserving biological tissue specimens called plastination. And yeah, he displays these volunteers who are willing, and yeah, he displays them in public exhibitions and has traveled worldwide. And yeah, I thought this piece was definitely weird and obscure. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video of me covering 5 interesting artists in my opinion, or art pieces, and 5 interesting artists or art pieces who are also on the bit weird and obscure side in my opinion. But yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and check out www.sparkit.com for full online art courses where you can learn from home. I'll see you guys later.